All right. So i's up here. So we have y equals 2. We plug it into this y here. We get rid of the y, putting the 2 in its place. Okay, opposite of subtract 10, we're going to add 10. Okay, with 12 equals 3x. Again, this is 3 times x, so we're going to do the opposite. Divide by 3. We get x equals 4. Questions? All right, so moving on. Who can tell me what's different here from the first one?
It doesn't tell us why.
Okay, we don't know y now. We just know y equals this expression, x plus 3. Can we solve it using the same process?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, we can. So y equals this. We're going to box that up. Plug it in to y. So now my y is gone. I'm going to have x plus 3 equals 2x plus 4. Can I solve for x here? And we can. We're going to get all of our x terms to one side, all of our numbers to the other. So I'm going to move, traditionally, right, you move your variable you're solving for to the left. I'm going to do the opposite of 2x. What's the opposite of 2x? Okay, subtract 2x, right? Remember, we're not writing. Okay, we're just following along. You can this will stay up here. Well, usually in my class I have more room, so it does stay up permanently. I'll give you extra time though to write down. So follow along. Again, anyone can write it down, right? I could be explaining this to a kindergartner or first grader. They could be writing it down. It's more important to follow along, understand it, ask questions as we go. Okay, so subtract 2x, those cancel. What's the number in front of this x?
1.
It's 1, right? So 1x minus 2x gives me negative 1x. Okay. If you have trouble with negatives, use the calculator, or to think about it, one way that usually helps people is with money, right? So you have $1 and you owe someone $2. Okay, or say you go to McDonald's, you want to buy a burger for $2, you have $1. You still owe $1. Okay. So now we are going to solve for x. Opposite of plus 3, subtract. Okay, so negative 1x equals 1. Now, some students get confused here. Am I going to add 1 to both sides or divide by negative 1?
Divide by negative.
Okay, divide, right? Because this is negative 1 times x. Okay, so the opposite of multiplication is division. So x equals negative 1. Am I done?
Yes.
No, you have to find it.
Y.
Okay, very good. So we haven't solved the system yet. We need x and y. So we're going to plug it all the way in back here. Now, do I have to plug it into the top one or could I do the second one?
The second one.
Okay, it doesn't matter. You can do either one. Okay? So you're going to plug in the negative 1. So I'm going to go y equals. Now, whenever you're plugging in, okay, whenever you plug in, and you're going to hear me say this a million times, it's important. Plug into parentheses. Okay? And I'll do it, actually, I'll plug into the second one to show you why you want to plug in the parentheses. So y equals 2 times negative 1 plus 4. What happens if I don't use parentheses to plug into?
It's like 2 minus 1.
Okay, you could get confused and you forget, oh, I'm subtracting here, right? 2 minus, oh no, I'm supposed to multiply. So always use parentheses to plug in, okay, then you won't make that mistake. So 2 times negative 1, negative 2 plus 4, we get y equals 2. So x equals negative 1, y equals 2. Can I write that as an ordered pair?
Yes.
Okay, so it's going to be, remember, ordered pair is x comma y, negative 1, 2. Now if you forget that x comes before y, okay, you can remember alphabetically, right, what comes first, x or y? I know you got to kind of go through it, but x. Okay, so if you ever forget, it goes x alphabetically, x, comma, y. Right? Question. All right, go ahead and do 2b.